Greetings, nerdlings. It's Tiny Sheriff signing on. It is that time of the year where the birds are chirping, the flowers are blooming, the sun is shining. It is finally spring. I was actually coming to talk about to y'all some recommendations for the spring season for anime, cartoons, TV shows, and some movies too. And there are also going to be a little bit of throwbacks thrown in there for nostalgia purposes, but I would just love to share some of my personal recommendations that y'all probably enjoy for this season. We are first going to dive into some animes that have a springtime feeling. The first anime that I'm going to be recommending for this spring season is the classic Fruits Basket, and it is a shoujo about a girl named Toru Honda who is an orphan who finds out that her classmates Yuki and Kaiyo are part of the Soma family, and they have the ability to turn into animals of the Chinese zodiac if they are hugged by the opposite gender, if they are in a state of distress. And she finds out more about the entire 13 zodiacs of the Soma family, and she learns about their emotional heart beings from the past and the present. And with her generosity and her love in nature, she brings in a way how they could heal from their wounds. And not only that, she learns how to prioritize her well-being. And there's actually two versions of the anime, one from the 2000s and then one from 2019. The 2000s, like how it usually was back in the day, only covered a couple of chapters and they stopped so the mangaka could finish their own series on their own, while the 2019 version covers the entire manga itself. Both versions were pretty good, but if you want a full story, then go with the 2019 version. And the genres of this anime is a romantic comedy, slice of life, and supernatural, so it's a little bit of something for everybody. The next anime that I want to recommend for this season is my personal favorite when it comes to the romance department, Kimi ni Todoke. It follows a high school freshman named Sawako, who is nicknamed by her classmate Sadako from the famous Ring movies because of her long black hair and her rather scary appearance. However, like the old saying says, never judge a book by its cover. She's actually a very sweet and non-intimidating girl who just wants to have friends. And then finally one day, a popular boy named Kazehaya gives her a chance to befriend her. This causes for her confidence to grow, and she finally finds some new friends. And between her and Kazehaya, a slow burn romance blooms in between them. Now, the anime itself is not completed, the manga is, and I also recommend to read that as well. But if you're into slow burn romances, then I definitely want for you to give this one a try. If you have been growing wary of action animes and you want something that's more of a coming of age story, then this one is the perfect one for you for this season. It's called Blue Spring Ride. It follows Futaba, who doesn't really get along with her classmates because of her tomboyish personality and because she doesn't really get along with the female classmates due to them being jealous of her. So one day she finds out that her first crush from middle school, Kyo, who now goes by a different name, Mabeshi, reunites with him, but he acts rather cold and indifferent towards her, and she's determined to become a better person along with her new friends. And throughout the series, his cold heart warms a little bit better and they are on better terms again. I do want to say that there are some parts in it that didn't age well, or it's really like frustrating to watch, but it is coming of age story after all, so that's the whole point of the series, is that all the characters are growing to be better people. So yeah, please go watch Blue Spring Ride if you have not already. This next recommendation is a trip down memory lane for those who want some nostalgia for this season and some magical girl cuteness. It's called Cardcaptor Sakura. It is about a girl named Sakura who stumbles upon her father's library, and she accidentally releases these cloak cards from a book, and afterwards she gains magical powers and she needs to collect all of them so they can stop from bringing catastrophe to the world. And on that note, I actually should make a video someday about Cardcaptor Sakura's fits because let me tell you something, Sakura used to be dressed down to a T when she used to be fighting the monsters. But that is one recommendation that I want for y'all, especially for the Magical Girl fans out there. And for the Harry Potter fans out there and those who watch My Hero Academia, then I recommend for y'all to watch Little Witch Academia. This one was really popular back in 2017, and it's kind of sad that nobody really talks about it anymore because it was enjoyable for what it was worth. But basically, it takes place at a magic academy, Luna Nova, and it follows the adventures of a girl named Atsuko, who is nicknamed Akko. And even though she's enrolled as a witch, she actually does not have any powers, so essentially she's kind of like the muggle of the series. And it just follows along her storyline of her learning the magic and being determined to be one of the witches in there. And the animation is like so cute. It's kind of like born on Studio Ghibli. So I definitely recommend for y'all to watch Little Witch Academia. This one I can't really tell if it's anime or not because I do know that it originated from Swedish children books. But it's still very popular in Japan and it just got recently popular here in the Western world. But this one is called Moomin. Basically, it follows along these hippopotamus magical creatures in Moominville, and it follows the title of character Moomin with his family. And it's basically kind of like slice of life and it just follows their everyday activities. If y'all just want something to put on in the nighttime to fall asleep to, cozily, of course. I'm not saying that's boring because it's not boring, it's really adorable. Then I recommend for y'all to put on some movement to have some pleasant dreams. All Studio Ghibli movies can be very perfect for the springtime, but I'm going to list three of them that will especially renaissance with the season. And I'm going to first talk about my girl, Kiki, and Kiki's Delivery Service. And it is about the Tyler character Kiki, who is a young witch, and she starts a flying courier business with her cat Gigi. And the themes of this film renaissance with independence and basically coming of age, and the scenery is just so beautiful. The second Studio Ghibli movie that I wanted to recommend in for this spring season is Howl's Moving Castle. And this one is about a woman named Sophie who stumbles upon a shop and she runs into this jealous witch. The witch turns her into an elderly lady and she embarks on a journey to get back to her youthful self. And along the way, she meets the charismatic wizard named Hal, and she all of a sudden gets caught up in the crossfires of the resistance that he is trying to fight. It's definitely worth the hype, and I recommend for y'all to go and watch it. And then the final Studio Ghibli movie that I want to recommend for y'all this spring is the classic My Neighbor Totoro. So My Neighbor Totoro is basically about these two sisters, Satsuki and Mei, who moved to the countryside with their family. And as they explore their new house, they learn about these magical creatures, including the cutie patootie icon himself, Totoro. And this is also a very great movie if you want to watch it on like a cozy Friday night. But definitely go and try it out if y'all haven't already. For the live action TV shows, I couldn't really find anything that had a vibe for this season, so I'm only going to recommend y'all one, which is a K drama. And these are the last one of the last few K dramas that I have watched since 2022. But if y'all know a good current K drama, let your girl know in the comments. But basically, this one is called Hometown Cha Cha Cha, and it follows a city girl dentist who moves to a seaside village when she is at a crossroads of her life. And she meets a very handsome
handyman, and they basically form this bond, and she learns about the village people. And it's honestly a very funny, very entertaining, very warm-hearted K-drama for the spring season. Please go and watch it if y'all have not already. The next few recommendations I'm going to be talking about is two different cartoons that are not anime. If y'all want Gravity Falls, but in the springtime, then I recommend for y'all to watch Hilda. It follows a blue haired girl named, of course, Hilda, and it follows her mom, Joanna, and her dear fox pet as they move to the big city after their home in the forest is destroyed. But along the way, she meets these mysterious elves, magical creatures, and this one is a childhood favorite of mine. I remember watching these shorts on VHS tapes, Frog and Toad. And it's simple as the title is, just basically revolves around these two amphibians, Frog and Toad, as they learn to live together and coexist in the world. It's also very good if you want to watch something during the nighttime. It's very cozy, very cute, and I really love the clay animation in it. Now we're going to move on to the movie recommendations. The first one that I'm going to be recommending for y'all for this season is the romantic comedy About Time, which is about a guy who has the ability to time travel, and he continuously goes back to the past to improve his future. And as y'all know, I'm a romantic comedy girly, so this one's already on my watch list for the spring season already. And if y'all like romantic comedies, then I also recommend for y'all to watch About Time. Next movie for this spring season that I'm recommending for y'all is Big Fish, which is basically a heartwarming story about a boy and his father whose relationship is rather strained because of how the father tells very huge stories that don't sound realistic. So at their last chances of being together, William, his son, decides to embark on a journey to see if his stories have any truth in them. I definitely would recommend for y'all to watch Big Fish this season. The third movie that I wanted to recommend for this spring season is the classic 10 Things I Hate About You, which is about a new student named Cameron, and he falls in love with Bianca. So he decides to have her antisocial sister, Kat, to date the popular jock so he could get around their father's strict rules. And if y'all are a fan of teen comedies like Mean Girls and She's All That, then 10 Things I Hate About You is definitely up y'all alley. Well, that was all that I wanted to come and talk to y'all about. It's just some spring recommendations for anime, cartoons, and movies for y'all to watch whenever y'all are bored. And also, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and keep your notification bells on for whenever I upload a new video or short. And this is Honey Sheriff signing off.